Would you like to know how one man made $5 billion tax-free in a Roth IRA and saved a ton of money on taxes? Well, stay tuned, and you might even be able to take advantage of this too. Hi, everybody. Mark Yegi, Wealth Architect, and today we're going to talk about what I call the Teal IRA. So here's the story. Take a look at your screen. This is basically a story about how a Roth IRA became a multi-billion-dollar wealth engine and what's repeatable. Here's the story. The story is simple. Peter Thiel, who's a guy that founded PayPal, and he was involved in Palantir, and he's involved in a lot of different stocks and really big companies. He reportedly grew this IRA from about $2,000 to billions, and he was an early stage PayPal investor, put those shares inside his Roth at a low valuation. Then when it public, he made a ton of money. The IRA didn't create the returns. It essentially amplified them and protected them during the period of time where the stock went up and went public. We've all known about PayPal. So here's essentially how the Roth IRA works. It's essentially you got founder shares. So you start a company and then you put that company inside of a Roth IRA. Now, we don't all have the ability to take our companies public for $5 billion, but the concept is still the same. So in 2002, eBay acquired the company for $1.5 billion. And then in 2019, it was essentially reportedly worth $5 billion. So the gig here is if you have it in a taxable account and you sell your company, you take it public, whatever, well, then you have to pay taxes on it. But if you can put it into a self-directed Roth IRA account, not where you're self-dealing, but where it's in a Roth IRA account, you can protect that investment and hopefully that exit strategy with a tax-free exit. And so why does this matter to us? I mean, it's important for us to know lots of stuff about what's going on in the market. We don't just want to know about our stock. We need to know kind of the broad set of pictures, right? We need to connect the dots. And wealth is essentially built by combining income from cash flow, which obviously you know from the cash flow machine that we teach is the most important pillar. But there's also, a little bit of equity upside. In Peter Thiel's case, it was a lot of equity upside. And then structure, right? You got to structure things properly. You've got to prevent them from getting taxed. The biggest amount of money that we'll ever pay is the amount of money we pay in taxes. So we've got to work to mitigate that. You've got to structure things legally. You got to structure things in the proper entities. You got to have the right accounts. And in this case, when you make cash flow, like Peter Thiel did, plus he made some equity, you could do it within the right structure. What does a Roth IRA actually do? Well, a Roth IRA is essentially after-tax contributions. Okay, so there's a limit on it, but there's an after-tax component of it. So essentially, it's tax-free money or post-tax money. Now, qualified withdrawals then are tax-free. IRS has a rule. You either pay us now or you pay us later, right? So if you put money into an IRA that's a Roth IRA, you've paid the tax, so you don't need to pay it later. And that way it compounds with zero tax gains, as the thing increases in value. What is the real secret? Well, it's asymmetry and early pricing in this case. So it was not picking stocks. That's what we do a bit here. But it was buying massively asymmetric equity before it was valuable. It was mere pennies or even less than pennies into his Roth IRA. And then when it became public, which means that you have to be a pretty good business person, by the way, that was within the post-tax environment. Right? So that's how it all worked out. It's not repeatable for most of us, right? But maybe it is something to consider. So the problem is, unless you have a business, well, right there, you're out. Most of us don't have access to near zero valuation in founder shares unless you found your own company, which maybe you do. And if you do, you should think about this. Valuation inside retirement accounts is scrutinized, and there are prohibited transaction rules. So you can't buy a mansion and live in it and rent it to yourself kind of thing. It's there's a self-dealing prohibition in this particular thing. But if you are investing in a legitimate company, just because you owned it doesn't mean it's not a legitimate company. And so you're investing it inside a tax-free vehicle. There's nothing wrong with that, as Peter Thiel has proven to us. And so what are the repeatable lessons? Well, first of all, use the right wrappers, right? A Roth IRA, 401k, those kinds of things where they're appropriate is important. Seek convexity. Make sure that you have asymmetric risk, right? Don't put a ton of money into something that's got a ton of risk because you're not getting a tax advantage when you lose, right? So you want to make sure you have asymmetric risk to the upside. Avoid your tax drag wherever you possibly can, and the time in the market beats clever timing. Now, I believe in market timing, and I've seen it work for many, many, many decades now. We're not trying to figure out the exact timing on things. We're going to let time work in our favor. So there's also something called the Backdoor Roth IRA. And I'll just give you the quick basics, and if you want to do some more research on it, you can. But the issue is high earners are phased out of direct Roth IRA contributions. Like I said a minute ago, there's a limit to how much you can put in a Roth, right? You can't put an unlimited amount of money. So what do? You use what's called a backdoor Roth, right? It's legally converting traditional IRA funds into a Roth. So here's the process. First, you contribute to a traditional IRA. Then you convert that traditional IRA immediately to a Roth IRA and pay the taxes at your current bracket. And then you grow that in a tax-free Roth IRA wrapper. You've already paid the taxes. Remember, pay me now or pay me later. You've already paid them now. So later on, you don't have to pay those taxes. Now, there's also something called the Mega Backdoor Roth. And this is really, really the big move here. So the standard backdoor is essentially a $7,000 annual limit, at least in 2024. I think it's up a little bit since then. The mega backdoor is $46,000 plus whatever the appreciation and the additional potential has been. And then what it means is that you have to have a 401k plan allowing after-tax contributions, and then you can massively expand the Roth IRA funding beyond the standard limits because you're coming in through the back door. Now, not every 401k plan offers this, right? You've got to have the right rules and the right execution, so you have to go and talk to your administrator and find out if that's right for you. But you need to know that there's downsides to all of this stuff, right? And I'm not a CPA and don't claim to be one, and I don't spend a lot of time reading through the code. I just know enough to say there are some loopholes and legal tax moves that you can make in the IRS code because it's this thick, right? They haven't covered everything. And so you're going to be able to kind of look through this and see what's right for your situation. But you got to know there's always a downside to everything. And so what you need to avoid is the Prorata Rule. If you have pre-tax money in traditional IRAs, your conversion is going to be partly taxable, right? So you got to watch that. Roll your pre-tax IRAs into a 401k first or convert everything to the Roth, right? Other mistakes that people make is waiting too long between the contribution and the conversion. And then for self-employed, SEP or self-employed pension or simplified employee pension, I think it's called, IRA contributions, they create pro rata issues, right? So you need to talk to a professional person about this. All I do here is try to expose you to some of the moves that wealthy people make, and so that you can maybe use them in your situation. And listen, if the earlier you get planning, the better, right? Whether it's setting up a trust structure, an LLC structure, or one of these backdoor Roths or even a traditional Roth IRA. Knowing this stuff in advance before you start to make real money is really important. Now, there is some political and other kinds of risks there. When people win too much, you know how we are in this country, right? They're going to start chopping off some of those loopholes, right? High balance retirement accounts are attracting attention, so you need to be ready and you need to be able to defend it. There's nothing wrong with that. Potential changes, contribution limits, backdoor closing, balance caps. But you know what? Congress can't get anything together anyway. Like, what is the real risk of this happening in the next, few months? They're thinking about other stuff right now. So, I mean, it's a risk, and I have to highlight the risk, but in my opinion, it's not gigantic. Don't build plans depending on any one single loophole. Every time the government passes some kind of a law or some agency passes a law, they open up a window, right? And those windows are to be studied and taken advantage of. You can see a lot of people taking advantage of a lot of loopholes in the government right now. And it's a real shame because a lot of them aren't above board. But anyway, the plan must be robust even though the rules are tightening, right? So you've got to make sure that you're not just trying to, surf a gray area. You got to make sure that you have, solid standing in whatever you do. So there are ways to mitigate the amount of taxes you pay, and you really should learn about them, whether it's through trust structure, learning about tax loopholes or tax windows, I'll call them, like this, or whether you're just, learning how to structure things better in your trading environment, in your investing environment. It just makes so much more sense. And the ROI on doing it now versus waiting is so much higher. So start to think about these things, crack a book open, look at the code, watch more videos, do those kinds of things, and hopefully you'll be able to save some money on your taxes. Hope this was helpful. I'll see you on the next video.